Hey, hi, hello everybody. Join live for the first. Perfect. All right. Good evening, everybody. Day one today. We have Prasad. I can see we have Chandana. Great. Good to see you guys. Let me just quickly arrange the setup. Yes, this is day one. So I would like to welcome all of you at Tech Amplifiers. We're going to learn something called as Spring Security. That's the goal with that particular intention of day one. We are here. We're going to learn Spring Security from scratch. Okay, and I already have 20 participants. Oh my god! So I'm not going to play my music, which I normally do it, so that people should wait. Why we normally wait for everybody for first 5 minutes, and then we get started. So not needed, right? I don't see the need. Like there are a lot of people already in, and the room is already full. So I expect max 30, not more than that. So 8 people will join in next couple of minutes. All right, guys, into the chat. Are you guys excited for Spring Security? Type in E into the chat box if you're excited. Into chat quick. Are you guys excited? Yes, we have Rajat saying excited. Yes, come on quick into the chat. So while you're typing, I'm just disabling some of the settings so that yeah. All right. So we have Tirupati typing E. We have Piyush. We have Prasad. We have Monica. Good to see you again. We have Pravinaya. Great. Yes, yes. Sunil Mohammed. Sunil again. नहीं एक ही बार मैंने 2 बार पढ़ा ठीक है चन्ना is there perfect all right चलो let's begin. So this is Spring Security we are here to learn. So before we get started, let me just quickly give you an idea. We'll go to their official documentation and from there we'll take it forward. That's the goal. Tomorrow we'll have Spring what tomorrow will be JWT basically. Today's agenda would be basic Spring Security. So that's what we are going to have. So today is basic security. We'll be implementing the whole architecture with security, and then we will move forward and we'll go and implement something called as um, this database related stuff. So here I am bringing on the screen. Wait for a moment. If you have any questions, you can put it there in chat. If you don't have any questions, that's really great. We can get started. Open image view tab. Here I go. So I'm going to show you the Spring Boot architecture first, and with this, I will get started. Okay, so Spring Security is very important thing. Okay, so you might have seen it, you might have worked on it. Okay, so examples and everything we'll see, but I would like to show you the architecture of Spring Security, and then we'll get started. I'll take you to Spring Security offshoot doc as well. Okay, and then we will take it forward from there. Okay, so ये नहीं आया यहाँ पे right click save image as it's a web page. Windows snap. Yes, so let's begin. Let's begin. So before we get started, I hope all of you should know what is Spring Boot architecture, right? So I'm quickly 8 to 10. What is this 8 to 10? May I know the duration of class? Perfect. Thank you so much, Nalina. See, Nalina is new. She has not been here ever. She attended Day Zero yesterday, I believe. Sunil, you have attended so many workshops. You must know what is the time. We start Friday. We start at 8. Saturday, Sunday we start at 7. And end time is 10. Of course, like 10 o'clock, I finish the session. I stop my screen share. Will OR2 will be covered in this particular workshop? No. Okay, it's a 3-day workshop, my friend Mohammed Rafiq. So 3 hours workshop. You might have seen day 1, day 2, day 3 agenda while you are enrolling. Okay, the OR2 won't be covered over here. So if you are or anybody else in this particular workshop is interested to learn and master something called as OAuth, which is pretty advanced concept and very important as well. So for uh, yep, so wait and you will get it how. So if you want to enhance your skill set, if you want to implement the advanced concepts, There are many, so we would highly recommend you to join our upcoming training program where we go in depth of every concepts. Okay, so right now let's focus on this is Spring Boot with JWT authentication, authorization, and all other things we're going to implement. Okay, so with this, let me take you to the official documentation from where Spring Security starts actually. Okay, and today we don't have the timer, so I guess we have 805 already here. Spring uh, Security. Yeah, there we go. So I'm just going here on the official doc, sharing my screen. 30 people are there. Yes, my count is reached. Count is reached. Here we go. Hmm? So Spring Security. So this is official doc. I would highly recommend all of you when you are learning anything, kindly go and refer to the official doc. Hmm? And here you will get a lot of details, right? So a lot of document basic stuff will be here, and you will understand the things, right? So that two things we do over here. One is basic security, one is Spring Security with JWT. That is where we'll go and actually connect to the database. Okay, so it supports authentication, authorization both. So this it's another kind of a framework that Spring provides. Okay, Spring is the biggest one. Spring has everything. Spring has data, Spring has cloud, Spring has security, and then security may have a few more other things in it. We have a few other frameworks like Spring AI is a framework. Then like there are multiple, like you, all of you, those who are working, right? So I hope most of you are already working professionals. Let me know in the chat box, guys, how many years of experience you have. Into chat, everybody. How many years of experience you have? We have Dhanashri having 6 years of experience. We have Nalina 13, Chandana 4.3. We have Tirupati 11. We have Monica having 5 years of experience. We have Jhansi. Perfect. Right. So that is what I was expecting. So everybody has to have this workshop. I told yesterday itself when I hosted day zero for doing the installation and everything. I told that this is going to be a hands-on workshop. Okay. The workshop is where you have to implement with me. Okay. It's not like I'm going to come and talk and go away. No. All of you have to implement with me, and that's when I need to know like from where you guys are coming from. Hmm? I gave a form as well yesterday to fill in so that I could understand you better. After 10, we will have the discussion. As of now, let's begin. So Spring Security, if you want to learn, there is an option to learn where they have given the guide how to secure your application basic 30 minutes guide. You can click, you'll get the details. Today you don't need to because I'm going to cover. Just one question. There is some music going in my background. Are you able to hear it? Because it's outside of the window. Just confirm if you are able to hear any music. Yes or no? Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay. So शायद ये हाँ not much means you're getting the music, like this is what something I was saying. The background now noise basically like ठीक है, there is somebody playing some, किसी के घर में शादी है शायद या फिर some birthday celebration is going on outside my building. So there is some music going on. All right, so window is open for ventilation. Actually I have not closed it today. It's too hot out there. All right, so I'll not close it. Let that music come in. It won't disturb you, but I don't want it to disturb you. Basically, that's what I was just trying to make sure. All right. So the Spring Security is latest version is 7.0. So you'll get the versions over here. 7.1 is the latest, actually, not 7.0. Initially released this year May. Like I guess when they released, they might have released. It is green. It means it is stable one. So 7.1 is there. So whatever we are going to use today is going to be 7.1 mostly, right? If I would have conducted any session in the month of last month, I guess there was 7.0 only we used. So we'll go and do the all installation from scratch. We're going to build a project from scratch. Here are the samples. If you want to work with Spring Security with MVC, with WebFlux, with Kotlin, I don't know Kotlin, but if anybody knows, if anybody wants to learn OR2, here is the samples. These are the GitHub docs. Actually, they have given it out over here. So if you click on it, you will get it. So this Hello Security, we're going to build it. ये Gradle वाला दिया है. I personally don't, I have not ever worked on Gradle. So we'll be using Maven based implementation. And I hope all of you are also working on Maven based projects. Give me yes into chat or into chat if you're working with Maven. Type in yes into chat quick. Yeah, ये वाला page चाहिए. So this is what we are going to implement. Spring Security filter chain and then kind of setup. Exact same करने वाले. Like today we are going to do exact same. Yeah, exact same. Dot to dot. 100% same. First time I opened this page, but still. If Gradle. So, Dhanusri, since you have worked on Gradle, today you will learn something new with Maven. But I have not worked on Gradle ever. Like I have been there in IT industry for last 9 years. Never worked on Gradle. So, and then what we observe, like when I'm working with a lot of people who are planning to switch the jobs, and in the interview, people are asking questions around Maven, not on Gradle. Most of the interviews which we faced around January, I started this initiative to help people to get the next role with 100% hike. And till then, around 9-10 people I was able to help, luckily. Of course, there are a lot of effort actually. I'm saying luckily, but a lot of efforts from my side as well as the candidate side. And we, all of them combining together, there are around 50 people. Each one of them must have given at least 1 or 2 interviews. So out of 100 interviews, we get Maven most of the times. No single interview out of 100 we get Gradle, right? So we're gonna cover something which is gonna be very important for you if you're planning for the next interview. Okay, with that goal, let's get started. I'm quickly taking you to the Spring official documentation. Sorry, official document is done. I'm going to take you to the Spring start.spring.io. Okay, as I said, this is going to be hands-on workshop. Okay, here you guys are not going to sit back and relax. You guys are going to do it with me. And it is going to be step by step. I'll explain you the theoretical part as and when required. Okay, 80% of the session will be hands-on. You have to do it with me. Everybody clear? Are you guys ready to do the hands-on? Type in ready into the chat box. Yes, Rajat is like ready. Chalo, Sunil is like ready. Perfect. Tanosur is like ready. So now you might be some of you might not ever worked on Spring Security. No worries, relax. Okay. Step by step, every 15 minutes, every 20 minutes, I keep on coming back to my theoretical stuff from the practical. Every 1 hour, I ask the candidates who are here to see whether you are able to implement or not. And that is how the session is going to be very, very interactive. And I would highly recommend all of you. Okay, when I see only 4 5 ready into the chat, I'm not happy. So there are 32 participants out there, and I want all of you to type in ready into the chat box. Quick. Everybody into the chat, type in ready. Into the chat, quick, quick, quick. So keep this doc so that you'll understand what we are implementing. But I want to share a snapshot. It's 8010 into the WhatsApp group so that people will be coming over here. So I'm going to the samples, the main tree. ये वाले इसमें नहीं जाना था, मेरे को जाना था Spring Security वाले पेज में, Spring Security workshop में, Spring Security. ठीक है. I'll come back again. I went on this page actually. This is a very basic page, simple. This is what we are going to implement from this page. This is the plan actually. Okay, all right, everybody is ready. Now, everybody, you must have came across the portal which is called as Spring Initializer, right? You must have seen that particular project. We're going to create our first project from there, from scratch. Okay, and every line of code you will be writing with me. So let me, yeah. Every line of code you're going to write along with me. So I would really recommend all of you to follow the steps, whatever I'm showing you. Make sure in the background, while we are doing the setup, make sure your Eclipse or IntelliJ is open, because once I'm done with the UI stuff, I'm going to go back to the Eclipse or IntelliJ and I'm going to import the project. Normally, Eclipse and IntelliJ both takes a lot of time to get started. Okay, so I want all of you to go back and open that particular project, Eclipse, whatever you are having. So I'm also sharing my Eclipse so that you will understand that it is opening my system. In a minute, I'm going to bring everything over here. Yep, in a minute, I'm going to bring everything from here. Let's begin. Okay, it's I'm not able to see your message. Control B. Join in. Fundamentals are very important. Perfect. So moving forward, can we use STS? Yes, of course you can. Nidhi, you can use. There are two tools we have shared. I hope you must have checked your group description. We have added everything over there, the link and then the tools links and everything. Softwares also we have added. We have also added a couple of things over there. You can go and check from that. STS will work, IntelliJ would work, everything will work, whatever is your choice. Going back to my Chrome, here we go. We're going to choose Maven. We're going to select Java as a program language because Gradle, I already told we are not going to use. Of course, I don't know Kotlin. I never worked with Groovy, so Java is the obvious choice. In the version of Spring Boot, we are having multiple versions to choose from. I'll be selecting 4.0.6, which is a stable one. Whenever you don't see anything in the round bracket, it means that is a stable version. Everywhere where you see snapshot or RC1 or M1 also, sometimes these are beta versions. They are the developers of Spring Boot are working on it. Okay, so choose this 4.0.6. Then keep this as it is. Modify this name. Spring Security. So this is what name I'm giving. You can give any name of your choice, or you can give Spring Security Workshop as well. No issues. Whatever you want to. I'll keep short. इतना बड़ा नहीं करेंगे. So this is short Spring Security. That's it. Don't just put security. You will not understand yourself later what is happening. Packaging at Java, implementation as properties file. Version of Java is whatever version you're having. You can select it from here. And then here comes the most important part. That is the dependencies. All of you must be knowing what is dependency. If not, don't worry. I'm here to help you understand. Okay. So I'll take 15 minutes of the time to set up the project first. And once project is set up, we'll go to Spring Security. Okay. Today we're going to cover the Spring Security architecture, the basic Spring Security. And then tomorrow I'm going to take it towards the next level, which is JWT based security. We're going to implement same project. We're going to convert into the JWT based authentication mechanism. That's the goal. Okay. And throughout the journey, I'll explain you all the important questions that will come for your next interview in the Spring Security domain, like or on the Spring Security concepts. So that's what is going to happen for next 2 hours today. Okay, 8 o'clock we started, 10 o'clock we'll finish. 10 to 10:30 is the slot where your doubt solving will be there. So if you're getting stuck, something not working in your laptop, you have anything that you want to ask me, stay back. After 10 we will get resolved. Tomorrow after 10 I'm going to share some of the most asked interview question. Like I told you, right, 100 developers with me, I'm working with them for helping them to grow, and then they have attended at least 1 or 2 interviews in last 2-3 months. I have gathered the list of questions, and then I'm going to share it with you, all of you, if you stay tomorrow after 10. So be there. So like I want all of you to attend the whole session. That's the whole agenda, right? So and then anybody who's going to stay back, you'll get benefits. I'm here. You can ask the doubts. Tomorrow you're going to get questions. All right. I'm adding the dependencies. I'm going to create a web application. You're saying that you are working with 100 plus aspirant individuals. We are not part of that. We are not. You are not part of that. Yes, you're not part of that. You're not part of. I said 50 plus, and 50 people have attended at least 2 interviews. That is 100 interviews people have taken, and so बहुत ज़्यादा questions are like 1,000 plus questions I have, and then out of which 10 people have already got into the new role. 9 actually, to be very honest, and then you guys will get an opportunity tomorrow. Chalo. Yeah, fine. All courses stuff not today. You talk to my team. No questions on other than Spring Security today. Yes, all right. Let's begin. Okay, so when I'm telling, like I'm talking to them, I'm working with them. It means they are continuously listening to me every day when they wake up or when they're about to sleep. We are having the discussions, right? So that is what I'm talking. Like 50 people I'm working right now. All right, let's begin. The web developers. Sorry, not web developers. The web dependency I need because I want to create a REST API. So because see, we will be having some endpoints. I want to protect the endpoints. I don't want anybody and everybody come and access my APIs or my application. Even like entry to the application will be starting from REST APIs. So I'm going to create REST APIs first. Initially, they will be right. Since I'm adding security, it will be protected only. But I'll show you like how to keep some endpoints protected, means nobody can access directly, and how to keep some endpoint like login endpoint or register endpoint to be accessible to everybody, so that everybody can come and register and everybody can come and try to log in, but the home page or the products page will not be available, will not be visible to anybody until unless they logged in, until unless they provide the credentials. Either it is user and password based credential or JWT based authentication. Doesn't matter what you are implementing, but my APIs should be protected. That's the goal. So I need to create APIs first. So in order to create REST APIs, I'm adding the web dependency. What is dependency? Dependencies are basically the kind of libraries I need in order to implement that feature in my project. So we need dev tools so that my project will auto restart. Okay, I don't want to write a code and stop the server and start the server. That is something I don't want. I'm doing dev tools. Then I would like to add Swagger. Swagger is just for checking my APIs. Actually, doesn't make we are not going to use it extensively. Just to check the dependency. Sorry, just to check the APIs day 3 when we'll deploy on cloud. Just to take the overview, I'm going to use Swagger. No other use of it as of now for this workshop. Okay, in some other workshop we go in detail, but not in this workshop. Okay, then I need JPay tomorrow. We need, because database we are going to connect tomorrow. Today I need only security. That's it. Spring security, only one dependency over here. Spring security, it gives you a lot of benefits. Web for REST API, dev tools for auto restarting. If you're using IntelliJ, you can add Lombok as well. Okay, our STS guys can also add. Okay, because for Eclipse I don't have the setup of Lombok in my laptop, so I'm going to generate getter setters manually. You can add Lombok and you can use @data annotation, and things will go very easily. You don't need to create getter setters manually. All right, 1 2 3 4 5. Add these 5 annotations and then click on the generate button. Okay, make sure you do the setup and click on this generate button and type in G. I'm going to do it with you, and type in G if your project is generated. Right, type in G if your project is generated into the chat, everybody. Before I say, a lot of people are typing. Good, people are habituated now. Monica is attending second this session. Rajat is already part of my training. Sunil is already part of training. Lakshmi is morning. Lakshmi was in Python session. Evening Lakshmi is in the security session. Lakshmi is full on bang. Like, she is going to utilize the weekend very well. I really appreciate Lakshmi. We have Pravinaya, we have Neeraj, we have Rushali. Yes, guys, type in G into chat now. I understood, like, all the people who are typing G, they're already attended my workshop. That's when they're able to do it. Now, let me just, sorry for this, guys, for the new people. Extremely sorry, I forgot. When you're working with me, and I told you, right, this is going to be hands-on session. I forgot very important thing today with the flow, that how you're supposed to make the most out of this session, this particular workshop. Okay. So let me just quickly show you how you're supposed to arrange your screen, so that you will understand what I'm talking about. Okay, all of you, I want you guys to split your screen into 2 parts. So I'm sharing my full screen. Windows, there is up arrow, left, down arrow, side arrow. You know, we have 4 arrows, right? Windows and left arrow will take my screen. Windows, left arrow. See, the screen is shifted to half. Now there is Eclipse, I guess. Eclipse we have here, right? Windows, right arrow. Now my screen is split into 2 parts. Okay. On the left hand side, you can see the zoom. On the right hand side, you can open the Eclipse or you can open the Chrome, and where you are going to do. Okay, so here you will see what I'm doing. Here you will do in your laptop live with me. Okay, this is how people have been doing in the past, and they are able to generate and implement very quickly along with me. You don't need 2 systems. Okay, so do it with me live. Split your screen into 2 parts. Okay, and when I'm going to show you, okay, I'm clicking on this, you click here. Okay, I'm clicking on this, you click here. Okay, I'm giving a name, you give a name. Then I'm clicking on this. Okay, then here is add button. Okay, so add the dependency, search for the name, and you can do it. Everybody understood? Kindly quickly split your screen into 2 parts. This is just beginning. We have not yet even moved forward. So welcome all of the people who are joined in just now. So split your screen into 2 parts. On one screen, on half of the screen, you're going to see my Zoom, where I'm showing my screen. Half of the screen is where you're going to implement what I'm teaching. Everybody clear? Split the screen and type in yes into chat box if your screen is split into the 2 parts. Perfect, Tirupati. Yeah, perfect, Pawan. Like Praveen must have already done, Lakshmi must have done it already, because they have been there for a long time now. They know the way I conduct the session. So I've seen you saying yes, perfect. Thank you so much for the confirmation. Because this way you'll get most from this workshop. Okay, this is the best way to implement the things. And if you could do it, nothing like it, man. Like, you will thank yourself after 3 days. And you're getting it perfect. Mac shortcut, please. Nahi pata. I have not used. Sorry. Getting error. Don't worry, Rafiq. After every 1 hour, I allow people to share the screen. and we'll solve your issue. Don't worry, Rafiq. Hmm? Just go along, take the notes, and then take the notes, and then we will have. So this is where I don't leave anybody once you're in, or whether you're attending workshop or my training, doesn't matter. I started this to genuinely help people to amplify their skills. Okay? So your doubts, your queries, your errors, everything will get resolved. You just need to follow my window. That's it. Chalo, I'm moving forward. Max shortcut, Dhanushri, you need to find it out. Yeah, I have never worked on it. Please show your POM. Already have fresh project without any dependency. Okay, Ayur, wait a moment. Chalo, now next step. Okay, I'm just quickly maximizing everybody, everything from my page. Going back here, let me come on the full screen. Yeah, so here I go. I'm sharing only one screen so that you will see the full window. All right, my project is generated. Now next step is to open that project into Eclipse. Okay, let me open the project into Eclipse and then I'll show you POM. I'm going to my Eclipse, IntelliJ, everything, whatever you're using, guys. Just go and open this project into your respective IDE, whatever IDE you're using. Okay, so how to open the project? So you have to go to File, Open Project from File System. Okay, so in Eclipse we have option. STS can follow same steps. IntelliJ people, you have to extract the zip. Other like Eclipse and STS, you do not extract the zip. Okay, so open the project from File System, and then there is option to open the archive directly. If you have the downloaded zip, right? If you have the downloaded zip, then extracted zip file, that is folder, you can choose this option, but I have directly zip, so I'm going to choose archive option. When I go to archive, I'm going to go to my downloads folder. Here I am in my downloads folder today, right? 105/8/22 p.m. 5 minutes back, I downloaded this file. I'm double clicking on it and it will open over here. So there will be two checkboxes. Uncheck the first one, keep the second one check where Maven is written, and click on finish. And your Eclipse project, your Spring Boot project will be opened in Eclipse or STS. Both the ways you are having similar sort of. Both the things we are having similar sort of options to open the zip file. So open the zip and type in O into chat box if your project is open. Okay, and once it is open, kindly open pom.xml, everybody. And for our who was that guy, Ayur, I'll share the pom dependency into the chat so that you can use it. Type in O into chat box, guys, if your pom.xml is open. Just observe the dependencies that are added for Ayur. I'm sharing the dependency. Okay, so we need Spring Security, we need WebMVC for REST APIs, we need WebMVC UI for Swagger, and Lombok we have added, DevTools we have added, right? So this much, and then these two are test. The unit testing we are not going to do anyway, so I'm just sharing these dependencies for anybody who has joined late or who are not able to follow along, but you have Eclipse project, you can use dependency, add into your POM, and let's get started. Copy the dependency, add it into the POM, and let's get started. Now, before I start Spring Security, okay, what I did, let me just tell you. I just created a blank simple project having Spring Security dependency added. Now, let me show you one thing very important. I just want all of you to run your project. Just simple, a brand new project, it is added in my IDE. I just want you guys to run the project. How to run a Spring Boot project? You have to go to application.java file. There is only one Java file, right? We have only one Java file, application.java. You have to run this file and your Spring Boot project will get started. Let me run it. Spring Security application.java, right click, run as Java application. That's it. Do not do anything, just run a simple application, and I'm going to show you something in the console. Because I have Spring Security dependency added, something is happening. And now with this, I'm going to take you to the Spring Security architecture and everything out there. So it's loading. My Spring Security project is running. Okay, Spring Security project is loading. Now what happened? You have seen something in the console that there is a password, something that is automatically generated. Everybody, run your project. I'm going to give you 1 minute. And if you're getting the password, type in P into the chat box. If you are getting a password in the console with a brand new project, nothing is written by myself. We just created an imported project. We are running the Spring application.java file. And in the console, I'm able to see a password, automatically generated password. Type in P into the chat box if you are able to see this password. I'm waiting here for 1 minute for everybody. And I'll understand who is doing with me. If you are left behind, don't worry. Let me know where you're stuck. Let me know to wait. I can wait for 1 or 2 minutes max. I cannot wait more than that, of course. We have Monica, Rajat, Tirupati with me. We have Lakshmi, Sunil, Piyush, Pravinaya, Rushal. ये सारे तो मेरे ही लोग हैं यार. New people. I'm outside. Will execute later. Yes. Send and screenshot. No problem, Tanmaya. This is very good. I really appreciate. Hmm? Again, these are my people only, guys. Others, we have only Tirupati. We have only Tirupati. Pavani Singh MP. Yes, guys. See, let me tell you. Okay, so those who are new, sorry if you are getting um, overwhelmed on new using generate. Yeah, this is what I'm expecting because let me just see. Let me just. Kunal is saying, oh, perfect, Kunal. Okay, so I need to wait, right? That's what I need to know. Kunal has just opened the project. Now, Kunal, you need to run the project. Let me take a look at it. Jhansi, Janvi, please let me know where you are. We have yes. Do not share the thing anything until I ask. Only you have to type P if the password is generated. Niyati, Nalina, please let me know what is the status. Yeah, I was saying P password is generated. Good. Now with that password, I'm going to take you to the next session. 8:31 हो गया already मेरा. So I'm supposed to start at 8:30 the topic. We have Ram, we have Rupesh. Good to see you, Rupesh. Try to follow along. We have Sai Krishna. Sai trying to open the project in Eclipse. Yes, Nalina. So that is what you have to tell me. Like I will wait. If you anybody is facing any sort of challenges, please let me know. We have Subra. Subra, good to see you. You are not responding. Vishal is there. Out of 36 people, 18 people are already part of my training. Okay, ठीक है. चलो, around 18 or I guess more than that even. Take it. So I hosted this session just to help everybody who can join in. But what I see, the community which I'm building, there are the more people over there. And then I got around 20, 30 registration. I need to set JDK inside Eclipse. Okay. Okay. Do the setup. Try along with me. Whenever I'm explaining something, that time you have to focus on the screen. When I'm giving you the task to do, I always give you 2 to 3 minutes. कभी कभी 5 minutes भी. So that time you can do the setup, Nalina. ठीक है? Perfect. So right now, try to follow along. Anybody and everybody. So try to interact. That is how you will get the most from this session. Good to see you, Chiru, as well. चलो बहुत सारे लोग हैं. I will have joined from two devices. He's like, sir, मेरे को वो split screen वाला नहीं हो रहा है. I'll join from two devices. ठीक है, that will also work. ठीक है, if you have two devices, you can join, of course. Huh? Tried in IntelliJ. Perfect. Okay, now let me take you next. What is happening? Because I have Spring Security dependency injected, what Spring Security has done is something called as auto configuration. You must have heard about this concept called as auto configuration. So when my Spring Boot project was loaded, it has, so this Spring Boot application annotation is consists of three powerful annotation. You'll get this question in the interview. Spring Boot configuration, enable auto configuration, and component scan. Out of which I'm talking about enable auto configuration. Other two annotation, if you know it, good. If you don't know it, go and study. It is important for your next interview. Enable auto configuration. Okay. Enable auto configuration, what it does is basically it goes through your pom.xml. It brings all the dependency and it loads everything. The code or in that dependency executes. So what happened? This password that I see is coming because there is some code written in the Spring Security dependency which I added. Because of that dependency, Spring the code is making my application secure automatically. By default, it is secure now. There is no open API right now. If I go and normally, if I go and access, if my project is running and if I go and try to access this thing, I'm going to my Chrome. I'm going to my Chrome. My application is running on 8080. If I do localhost colon 8080, can you please tell me if I don't have any REST API, what should be the output of this particular? If I hit enter, what it should come? Normally, when you run any Spring Boot project, if you don't have a REST API created, what we get? Like this endpoint is not present, slash, there is nothing on this slash. If the endpoint is not present, what I normally get in Spring Boot project? This could be another interview question, guys. Nothing nahi hota hai, Pawan. It is white label error page. Tanmay, you are absolutely right. Login to security mein aayega, Lakshmi. Login page you are getting because security is enabled. I'm talking about a normal Spring Boot project where the API endpoint is not present in your project and you are trying to access it, we get white label error page, correct? So, but today I will not get white label error page because my application is secure. ठीक है, load हो रहा है शायद. Why it is taking so much time? कुछ तो गलत हुआ. See, if server is down now, then you get site can't be reached. Server is running. I misspelled over here. Okay. Localhost 8080. Now it is showing me login page. Did I wrote any code? Did I wrote nahi hota? Did I write any code? No, I have not written anything where HTML could be shown. From where this page is coming then? Spring security dependency. Spring security dependency is bringing this particular UI screen for me. Because I have not done any setup, it is saying like this. So the default username is user. Okay, the by default username. Password is something, the password which I have to take it from my console.log. I'm going to my console, copying it from here and coming to my Chrome and pasting it over here. So whatever password you see in the console, I came in. The user name is user. Okay, and if I click on sign in, then I'll get the white label error page because I don't have that route available. That particular endpoint is not present, so I'll get white label error page. But in order to show that white label error page, even Spring Security is blocking that page. It is saying no, 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 no. You cannot go and access. You have to first put the credential. If you put the credential, then only I'll show you that slash is going to give me the white page error, white label error, because this particular endpoint is not present. Clear everybody how our application is secured just by adding one simple dependency. We have not done anything but application is secured. Now let's see how exactly it is secured, the internal working of Spring Security. Before I start, let me know if you're clear what exactly we have done right now. If you have any question, please ask. If you're clear, type in clear into the chat quick so that I will understand that it's clear. Yes. Perfect. Perfect. Now, all the people who type clear, they're new people. All the people who type C, they're old people, because I don't want you to waste a lot of time. Just type the initials of whatever I'm asking. O for open, C for clear, and that's how we will move forward. And I want all of you to respond. Okay. So more you respond, the names that I'll remember when you come back to me next time, when you will drop me message on LinkedIn, I'll understand this guy I know, because not everybody, see, let me tell you guys, not everybody who is here, whom I know personally, is part of my training, and I don't want everybody to come as well, right? Because I work with very limited set of people, 10 people in a month, not more than that, not possible, because I have two businesses and then a lot of things I do in the background. So we have a lot of people, like Chiru is here, he has attended so many workshops, not part of my training. We have Lakshmi attended 2-3 workshops, not part of, again, right? So there are a lot of people, like we have Monica, we have a lot many people, they are attending the all the workshop that I'm hosting. So for the people who are joining first time, so here I'm just telling you that you have to interact. Okay, the more you interact, I will understand that, you know, this lady, this person was already there, part of my community which I'm building, which is where people in the workshops. So whenever you need help, if you message, I may know, right? You're the one who need help, and I could respond early than rather than ignoring you, right? So if you respond, it will help me to understand. Like now, I know that there is somebody named Kunal. I know him, this guy, because he is part of my particular workshop. He attended either of the one, right? So Chandan also, I saw this name, I guess, on my LinkedIn profile. And yes, so that's how, you know, the connections are built, right? By informing, by communicating, by responding. If you get any doubts, any queries, don't hesitate. This is your workshop. I hosted, I spending, see, I really appreciate all of you. This is a long weekend, right? This is a long weekend. Friday is off, Saturday is off, Sunday is off. You could have done anything, right? But you decided to be here. That really shows that you have hunger to learn, right? So with this, let me just take you to the architecture of Spring Boot. What Spring Boot does. So here we have, I'm just zooming in. Yeah. This Spring Security architecture, what has happened in the middle, like abhi to password hai nahi. Okay. So there are multiple filters. So requests will come in. The request will go to the filters. Now, what is filter? We'll come back tomorrow when I'll implement a custom filter of JWT. But your request will come to the actual filters. There are security filters. There are around 15, 16 filters. Tomorrow I'll show you all of them, and then we'll talk about how can we create our custom filters. Then after filter, the request go to authentication manager. Now, you know, a Spring Boot application can have multiple authentication mechanism, like the basic password based authentication or single sign-on based, like OAuth based authentication. Let me show you. I normally take the example of this. क्या है यार वो पोर्टल का नाम, द ग्रीन कलर वन, हैकर रैंक. So if you go to any of the portal like this, you will see, if I go and try to log in, I have two options. For developers, it has more options actually. Yeah? So I can use my username and password. This is one mechanism of login. I can use sign in, single sign in with Google, sign in with GitHub. This sign in with Google and GitHub, which is something OAuth is using, I cover it in my training program. Okay, so today we are going to use, today and tomorrow, both the days, we're going to use username based password authentication. So if we can have multiple authentication in our system. This is something I want to teach you or tell you over here. So that is when authentication providers are more. Okay, so authentication manager will take a call depending on what user action is performed, whether to go with this sort of authentication or this sort of authentication. So that is what is called an authentication provider. The one is authentication manager, who's manages the authentication mechanism, and then there are providers. If you have only one provider, then there is no use of manager actually. Filters can directly come to the provider if you want to implement that way, but it's good practice to go with authentication manager. It's nothing but a one single function, no big stuff. One single function is going to take care of it. Okay, we will see this both things in tomorrow's session, like when filter will come. So, and then today what we're going to implement is password encoder. With password encoder, we'll have uh, database. Today will not have it. Okay, so tomorrow we'll connect the database. Our setup will do, but in one session implementing everything end to end is not possible. That's when we conducted 3-day workshop, right? And so today we are going to implement something called as basic security. The basic security is where we are trying to take the username and password from the code itself. Like, the Java code will contain my username, will contain my password. Right now, the password which is coming, right? So that is not my own password. Okay, it is coming from Spring Boot. By default, they have given me the password. If I do logout, yeah. So want to log out? Yes, I want to log out. See, this password which I was keeping, this password is not I created. Also, I don't have any control over the username. If I put my name, it will not work ever. Okay. So if I use that password which I pasted, it will not work. It will say invalid credential. So right now there is no control in current situation. So what I'm going to teach you, or what we are going to do today, we're going to control this thing. Okay, that my username, my password should be used. By default, it is user. Yes. So what we are going to implement today is like my username, my password should be used for login, and then you go and allow access the API. This is what today we are going to do. For that, we are going to, for encoding the password, we are going to use password encoder. But basic authentication is something we are going to implement. That is what we have seen in the official documentation. Here it is, right? So this is Spring Basic Security. Sample servlet hello security वाला जो भी है. So this is whatever they have written over here. Exactly same करने वाले. थोड़ा सा I will have my different technique. I guess most of things are similar. In memory, today we will have in memory user details manager. So from there user details will come. Going back to my architecture. So what will happen now? How it is understanding, right? When it is going and taking the credentials like user. See what is going to happen. Observe carefully. I want everybody to focus here. As soon as I hit my sign in button, okay, as soon as I hit my sign in button, what happens? The request is going to security filter, then it is going to manager, it is going to authentication provider. If at all present, it is bringing the response back and it is updating the security context folder. So my REST API is getting loaded because security context folder is having value as auth is equal to true. A matlab auth and auth is equal to true. Okay, this value is getting stored into the Spring Security folder. Now, what exactly it is, we will see step by step going forward. Okay, so there is a place where we always update the user information, the authentication token, the authentication thing like user is authenticated, yes or no, which user, what role, and everything we store in security context folder. So name it's like the information, context is information of security is stored somewhere. It holds it, right? What it holds, like principal is username, authority is role, right? These are the two details it holds. Okay, and if it has the details, it means security user is authenticated, user is logged in. If security context folder is null, right, it doesn't have anything, like principal bhi nahi hai, and then authorities bhi nahi hai, right? Both the things are not present. It means user is not logged in. Correct, user is not logged in. So if user is not logged in, then what application will do? Application will throw you to the login page. It will say no. First go and log in and then come back. Understood the whole flow? The flow, basic flow. This is basic flow. We are going to implement in detail going forward. Have you understood? Yes or no? Into the chat. If it is clear, type in clear. If it is not, please ask the questions if you don't understand any of the thing which I have just informed you. Okay. So you need to understand only one thing right now is your request, browser is going to send a request, right? Request is going to the Spring Security. This is going to be my Spring Boot project. Annotation. This whole is going to be my Spring Boot project. Sorry for this thing. My mouse is cold that much. Okay, this is going to be my Spring Boot project, the whole Spring Boot project. And uske piche bhi hoga service layer and everything will be there. Spring service, database layer and everything will be there after this. But this is whole Spring Security is like first layer of Spring Security start with filters. Then second important entity is manager. Third important entity is authentication provider. And then last matlab, this is the most actually. Like everybody in your next interview, people are going to ask you question on Spring Security context holder. You need to know what is context holder, and that is very, very important. Difference between manager and provider. Yes, Chandana, good. So if you don't understand anything, please ask. Do not keep, if by any chance, if you miss anything, please use the time. I'm here to help you, right? So let me help you, right? Simple, right? So until you don't ask, I will not understand that you have understood or not. Okay. So manager is basically used if you have multiple security mechanisms. Okay. So if I'm having security implemented with user and password, like password based authentication or Gmail based authentication. I can have two authentication mechanisms. One is password based, one is Gmail. If I have this sort of thing and then user decide this, who will decide? If user perform action is like password based authentication, who will do the management? Like when request is coming, imagine this is a request coming here, from here it is coming here, and from here user decides authentication with password. Then this manager is going to route to this particular thing. If user is saying single sign on, like sign in with Google, then the authentication manager is going to send a request over here. So in order to decide if, and this is implemented mostly if you have multiple authentication mechanism implemented in it. Okay, that's when I have shown you the example of this HackerRank, right? So that's the reason I have shown you the example of HackerRank, wherein a second ago, let me just erase this, wherein I shown you that there will be applications that you will come across in future, wherein there are two different mechanisms are there. So this is asking me to log in with username password. If I click on login, it will log in. This is one authentication mechanism. Second, or this is second authentication mechanism, or I can log in with Google. Now, in order to handle these two different cases, I need to have authentication manager. Clear? Clear? Yes, Chandran Singh. Single sign-on is OAuth or something else. OAuth, Sahib. Sahib saying it's OAuth. Single sign-on is OAuth. So people, in OAuth, we have multiple mechanisms like LDAP, and then there are more things that can be there as. एक question मैं ऊपर जा रहा, I'm going again on the top. So Sunil is asking security context holder again. So security context holder we are going to implement. So don't worry, we will come back to this point anyways later. But I'm just on the request, I'm just helping you understand. So one thing you need to understand, it stores the information related to user. Like if user is logged in, like if username and password is updated, Spring Security internally goes and update the value over here that take the user details, like principal is username, author is what role that user is having. Once these values are set, I can go like that browser can go and access all the APIs available. Okay, so if security context holder is null, so it is just a imagine right now it's a place to store the information of the auth token. We call it as auth token. So authentication information it stores. I am really good at drawing. So it stores the information. If it has the data, it means you're logged in or you can access the APIs. If it is null, you cannot access the API. That's what it decides. And then with every request, it first check like, do we have the value to Spring Security context holder? And if value is there, access the API. If value is not there, go to the login page, first login and come back. That is what it does basically, security context holder. Okay? Now going to the second question. You can put your question, no issues. If it is relevant to this page, okay, you cannot ask something which is irrelevant or the previous wala page or the next wala page. If it is there, I'll ask you. Sahib wala question I answered. Do we have to implement auth provider manually? No, I'm going to show you, don't worry. So what you have to implement, what you have not to implement, I'm going to explain. As there can be other filters too, where security filter resides at what position. This also we are going to implement it tomorrow. I'm going to show you what all filters are available first. Okay, and security filter is not separate filter. Okay, I'm going to show you how to create our own custom filter tomorrow. So that time you will understand what place it has to be, how to what is the sequence, which filter will come first, which filter will come second, and then local and session storage value of yes, absolutely, Tanmay. So the value of so we don't today we will have session, that is when we are using context filter, but tomorrow we are going to implement stateless authentication with JWT, which doesn't maintain session at all. But still, like, session is not a correct word. We don't maintain session in Spring Security with JWT as well as with OAuth we maintain the session, but session we don't manage. We manage the information of the user, and that will be there until unless you click on logout. As soon as you click on logout, then security context holder will become null. Otherwise, security context holder will maintain the data throughout the journey while application is up. In memory database, yes. In memory database is different. Security context holder is different. Kind of in memory you can say, but it contains object value, not the actual real value. In memory database contains actual string kind of thing. It doesn't contain that. It is not a database kind of storage. It is a temporary storage. If you log out, it clears the data. All right, now let's begin and implement. So I'm going to back. I hope you understood the concept of basic security yet till now. Let's go and implement it properly now. So I'm going to create two packages. Everybody come back to your Eclipse. You're going to follow with me. I'm going to create two packages. One is for REST API. Another one is for configuration of Spring Security. Okay. So here in my first package, let me just close this. इसमें कुछ करना नहीं है. Like, we are not supposed to do anything in the Spring Security yet. In this project of Spring Security, application.properties will not use today. Tomorrow we'll use it. Today I'm going to create two packages. New package. One is for my controller REST API I'm going to create, right? Controller. Another one is for Spring Security. Right click, new package for configuration. Config. Perfect. Create these two packages and type in 2 into the chat if your two packages are created. Everybody, I'll give you 2 minutes. The packages should be inside the Spring Security, right? So your project name is Spring Security. Within that, just at the same level of your application.java file, you have to have config, you have to have controller, right? So I'm going to create two classes inside it. चलो ये कर दो पहले, फिर हम क्लासेस क्रिएट करेंगे उसमें. Perfect. If multiple instances are there, one instance stored security context, and then so Arun, for that you need to learn a concept called as security at API gateway level. How to implement security in microservice, that is a different. Right now we are learning about what? We are learning the security of monolithic application. Ayur. So if you have multiple instances, or if you are having microservice architecture, we don't implement security at application level, we implement at gateway level. That is the next. मतलब पहले basic वाला करते हैं, फिर JWT वाला करते हैं application के time पे. So nobody is going to ask you this question immediately as a first interview question. This will be like for experienced candidate, 10+ years of experience, and after you answer 2-3 questions on Spring Security, like if they understood, like, Spring Security very well, now they will go and deep in this kind of question that you're asking. So goal over here, the people are some of them are very new, so let me help everyone to move together faster. And then anyways, this question we will not be able to cover because we are not implementing microservices, and then that level again. So anybody, like, this is a kind of topic we cover in our training program. So if you're looking for advanced sort of training in detail, in depth, the real-time implementation of things, the production grade, kindly wait you will get an opportunity to join my training program. Hmm? Day after tomorrow or tomorrow, maybe, not sure. Chalo, let's begin. Going here, two packages are created. Let me create two files over here. Spring Security Controller, new class. I'm creating a user controller. Okay. So user controller is created. Then here in the config package, I'm creating security config. New class security config. Hmm? Perfect. Perfect. Two files are created. Guys, go ahead and create two files. I'm going to create a controller over here. So controller is going to be REST API, right? At the rate REST controller. Yeah, perfect. And then in the REST control, I will have just single endpoint, hello endpoint, nothing else. I just wanted to implement whether I'm able to access the API or not. That's the only requirement. If I put the credential, I should be able to access. If I don't put the credential, I should not be able to access is the requirement. No fancy stuff. Imagine you have very good application built already in the backend. And then, of course, I cannot show you whole end-to-end thing built in just 2 hours. We are learning a very important concept called as security. And I'm going to show you how security works. Okay. So at the rate get mapping, user वाला endpoint नहीं चाहिए मेरे को hello वाला endpoint चाहिए. Let me remove this. Hello, simple endpoint. Now I just don't not gonna do it. Okay, public return string hello. That's it. Control Shift O. That's it. Everybody, I'm giving you 3 minutes. 8:57 it is. 3 minutes. You have to create the controller. You have to add this annotation. You have to write this particular method in it and type in done once you're done. Quick, your time starts now. 3 minutes. Yes, Sonal is really fast. He's like done. Perfect. Please wait. I'm taking my water bottle. I refill it. It's empty. And I want all of you to write this code. I'll be back in 1 minute. Write down the code and type in done. All right, done. I can see 15 messages over there when I was not there. 15 1 5 out of 30 कितने 36 15 और उसके पहले कुछ थे, right? There was 1 2 3 4 20 people are doing good. That is good count actually. 20 people are doing live is the very ठीक है. See, for teaching, right? So for anybody like explaining, there can be 1,000 people can I can teach live in the session. but helping everybody to implement is something hits different. Okay, that gives me kick. Basically, like everybody should do in my session is something I really focus on, and I'm really happy to see it. I'm getting error while trying to create a class. Nalina, yes. So 9 o'clock exactly it is, and I'll take 2 minutes out for helping Nalina. Participant name, advanced, share all participants. Nalina, can you please share your screen? And I'm gonna give you the permission to unmute as well. You can unmute and you can ask, unmute yourself first. Yep. Delete.
Yeah, just a second. This is my package. I'll try to create a class over here.
New class.
User controller. Okay.
Correct. Finish.
Finish. It says creation of element failed, missing system library.
Okay, click on OK.
After
Click on
clicking
cancel.
on this, I could see the class has been created, but I don't see anything.
Take it. I will write it by ourselves. Don't worry.
That's fine.
So can you please refresh on the security folder, the above one?
This one?
Above. Just right click, refresh.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now your setup, let me just take a look at it. Okay, security.context, security.config. Okay, go ahead and create. So it's just false warning. Okay, you do not need to worry about it. It is going to work. Okay.
But I
In the
think I'll have
code,
to start with the package and all, right?
correct. Don't worry. I'm just going to share the code with you. Package, you just modify according to your flow. I'm sharing with you into chat right now.
Okay.
Go to the chat, copy, paste as it is, everything. And then package stuff, I will guide you over here. Copy and then paste it over here. You can see the chat, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
Copy from there, paste it over here. Perfect. I forgot the last curly bracket, or you forgot the last curly bracket. Perfect. Save the file.
User controller, right? It is.
Save the file. Your project is running. That's when it is restarted. Can you go to the user controller name? Why there is an error it is showing? Implicit super constructor update is undefined, must be constructed. Very strange. Exact spelling is there, right? I don't know. So just refresh your project. Go to Spring Security highest project, right click. Not refresh one again, right click.
I'll just open my pom.xml, see if you can.
No, that is not an error. This is just a warning actually. If you put HTTPS over there, it will go away in the form. Yeah. So on line number 2, if you put HTTPS, here type in S, it will go away. But her application is running and password is generated. Yes. So it is there. So she is just struggling with something else, right? So just go to your Spring Security one more time. The project, right click. Let's hard reload it. Right click. Then go to Maven, bottom, Maven. Yes. And update the project, the middle option. Checkbox that forced update. Yeah. Do the OK. It should. गया all errors are gone. ठीक है चलो you can continue with me. Try to create a new file. It should work.
Okay. Nalina. Thank you. Yeah.
So it was like your project was not loaded fully. That was the issue. So we have done that force reload. It's working. All the errors are gone. Perfect. All right. Anybody else needs help? Anybody else? Okay. Only Nalina has typed it. Do we have explicitly mentioned package? No, you don't need to say. Actually, her project was not created. That's when the package needs to be explicitly mentioned. You guys don't need to if your file is created correctly with a class name. Moving forward. So it was not needed. She was having blank file now. That's when I told her to add the package name. Nothing else. Shalom. Everybody else, see, if you ask, you will definitely get a help. You need to ask. That's the only thing. Moving forward. Now, so since I have dev tools, my application must have restarted automatically. Correct? So security, yeah, my application is restarted. Correct? Now, if I go and check the console, I see there are errors. Error creating bean with user controller. When I was typing that time, the error was created. But this application started, and this is my final password. Okay. Every time application will restart, I'll get a new password. Every time new. Okay. Try to understand. See, here it was 65B1. Here again it restarted. It's F6B1 something. Now I want to access my endpoint called as, what is my endpoint? Endpoint called as hello. correct? So let me go to my Chrome. Okay, let me go to my Chrome. I'm going to my Chrome. Here I go. And then I want to access some endpoint called as hello. What will happen? Tell me, guys. It will ask me for the credentials again, right? So the credentials is user, which I don't want. In next 30 minutes, it will change actually. And I have to, unfortunately, I have to copy the password from the console, put it over here and click on sign in, and I get my hello world, right? So this long step I have to do, correct? And this password is not fixed. That password is continuously upgrading, continuously changing. Everybody log in and check if you're able to get your hello world and type in yes into chat if you're able to get the hello world. Into chat, everybody. If you are able to get hello world, type in yes into chat, quick. What we have achieved, we created our own endpoint, which is now secured. Nobody can directly access it. Actually, if you don't log out, so Dhanasri, you have to use this endpoint. Now, logout endpoint is by default given by Spring Boot. Okay, log out. This endpoint is there. Click on this, and it will ask you, "Are you sure to log out?" Click on yes, and then you are again on home page. Now you try to access hello. See, it will not come. It won't come. Dhanasri, got it? Yeah. Was curious. Hello is working with old password. Okay. So fine. So if you have hi, of course then it will work. If you don't log out, you are having your session, so it will allow and ask go with the other things. You have to log out explicitly, right? That's how software works. So if you're logged in, you can access anything. If newly created, you're already in the system. Your security context folder. Do you remember this guy? Security context folder is already containing the information of the user. So whatever new will come, user information is already there. It will show the data user. Currently, we don't have implemented role based authorization, like what to see, what not to see. That is not implemented. We are going to implement it tomorrow. Perfect. Let's move forward. You guys also understood what is logout. Now, before I move forward, can you everybody quickly go and do the logout? See if logout is working. And then I want the screenshot. Yeah, perfect. I want everybody to log out, and I want a screenshot of this particular page onto the WhatsApp group. Everybody, whichever group you are part of, okay? People from the training group, whichever group of you're part of, 6, 7, 8, whatever you are in, okay? I see the messages from 6, 7, 8 only today. People from group batch 5, they are not here. I want the screenshot of this login page into the WhatsApp group. Quick. What would be the username? Username is user, just simple user. The default name or username is user provided by Spring Security. It's not something I decided. It's Spring Security decided. Okay? Alok. Good. I really appreciate Alok. I see your name for the first time into the chat, and I am really happy to see that you are eager to learn. Ask the question. Janvi, Jansi, people are there. Kunal, put the screenshot. If you're able to see this logout after logging out, you're able to see the page. I would like to get the output into the WhatsApp group. Neeraj is there. Rajat is there. Let me check. Lakshmi is there. Lakshmi is bang on right. We have Dhanashree. We have Ayur. Lakshmi is there. And that's how I'll know you, right? That's what I was talking about, right? I entered user generated password. It went to hello endpoint. Yes, it should happen like that. Absolutely. Perfect. Ram, that is what is expected. Log out now. And we have Praveen. Perfect. Pawan, not Praveen. Sorry. We have Chiru again on the back. Perfect. Now we'll go and try to implement security on my own terms. Like I wanted to have my own control, right? So let's go and do that. So that's when I created a separate file called as config. Here I'll do the configuration. So since it's a config file, the very first annotation that I need to know, or you will be explaining in the interviews, that is configuration. Okay, if I'm doing some configuration, I'll be using this annotation called as configuration, like JWT based configuration. If you have to create any bean, you will be creating configuration. If you are doing any sort of configuration which should load at the beginning of the application, like whatever I'll do over here in the configuration class, the Spring Boot will load the methods written over here, beans created, everything it will load at the time of starting of the application. Okay, that is what configuration class does. And this is just a normal class. It is becoming configuration class just because of this annotation. Spring Boot comes, Spring Boot reads this configuration annotation and tries to execute all the beans mentioned over here. Let's go and create one of the beans. What happens over here? How to log out? Just just close me. slash logout. You go to the URL, remove everything, 8080 slash logout. Run. And you can help each other as well. We do it in our community, right? So people are always ready to help each other. They're fixing the issue. If they're facing, they're updating, this is how I fix it. And other people sees it. If they're facing similar issue, they go and fix it, and everything happens smoothly. So if you help others, more help will come to you, right? Sure. I'm going forward. I'm going to implement something called as config over here. Okay. In order to implement configuration, we have to use security filter chain. We have not covered this particular part yet. So let me just talk about it first for some time, and then we will go there. Okay. So with configuration, I want to enable web security as well. So in the security config class, I'm going to implement enable web security. So this is important. Web security means REST API level security. I'm just trying to implement. And here, I'm going to create a method having security filter chain name. So it is a return type is security filter chain. Now what is security filter chain? Just a moment. Allow me a moment. So HTTP security. This is a request is coming in the HTTP format. So it is HTTP request HTTP security request, and then into the round bracket. I'm going to write my code over here, right? So, and this is going to be my this has to be my bean. So I'm just putting a bean annotation so that this method, the rule of this is just a plain simple method. Okay, this is the name of the method. This is the return type of the method. This is the access specifier, and this is the parameter that method is expecting. So I want security filter chain to be executed at the time of running of my Spring Boot application. So that's when I put the bean annotation on top of it, so that Spring Boot, when it loads my this class, it should go and execute this particular method. That's my goal. That's when I'm doing the setup. Now what will happen after this method executes is the magic, is the next important. Can you please paste that code in chat? Not right now. Let me write the full one so that I can paste it. Let me write complete, and once I'm done with my complete code, I go and paste it. Okay? Because फिर क्या होता है ना कि you copy half and then second half you don't know where to copy, and then people get confused and it wastes a lot of time. I have did it in the past. So let me finish. I want 100% focus everybody over here, and once I'm done with my small set, I'll give it to you, and then I'll check. I'll wait. Then I'm gonna do the next set half. Next half. इसके बाद और एक bean है मेरे पास actually. So that app I'll recreate, and then I'll give you the code. Okay? All right. So let me go back again on my screen. 9:13 it is. I have to drop. I don't have to drop. I have to finish at 10, and then I have to drop at 10:30. Okay? So that's the goal. All right. So here, security filter chain is going to get a parameter called as HTTP object. So that HTTP object we are going to use. That HTTP object I'm going to use, and then I'm going to return HTTP with some additional stuff, right? HTTP basic डाला, ये वाला चाहिए मेरे को, but उसके साथ I need login page as well. HTTP basic with defaults is what I want. So I'm going to add some parameter over here. So with defaults, that's it. चलता नहीं क्या direct? एक second. Why is the error? Create method with defaults. नहीं, it is शायद इसके बीच में पैरामीटर को चेंज हुआ है. HTTP basic and rel name is default. Rel name is app name. HTTP basic, the parameter coming now. See, with the latest version, the code has changed. The HTTP basic is going to take a customizer, and then it is going to work with that. So syntax will change. Actually, we were using direct default thing over there. Have to import static config with defaults. हाँ, customizer dot default मैं direct लिख रहा था, correct? हाँ, so this is also correct, but it has to be customizer dot default. I was writing with default directly ना, तो default नहीं है, customizer dot default है. हाँ, अभी correct है. And then customizer we can import. Customizer. So now customizer should come from. See, there are 3 options now. Don't get confused, guys. This is very important. If you import from wrong dependency, it will fail. It will not work. So customizer is available in Java beans. Customizer is available in cglib.core customizer is available in security config. So I'd be preferring security config wala. And then I'm done. And if I want to provide anything else, I can use and. Right now I don't want to. I want to go with basic security. That's it. What is my goal? And I'm gonna build. What we are doing over here is we're telling that, you know, there will be HTTP. We are gonna, all the requests coming from HTTP, I'm gonna authorize. Authorize means I'm gonna check. I'm gonna it's kind of a guard in the beginning. When request will come, it will check the request. Okay, and it is taking this parameter. And if any request come, if any authentication request come, we are going to authenticate. Means we are gonna stop that request. Now here, if I if I want to if I want to implement something. चलो ये वाला कल कर लेंगे, ठीक है. So if I want to give some access to some XYZ request, right? So what I can do is dot request matches, and I can provide this particular thing like request matches. You put the endpoint and then you write permit all. This will be available. I don't want to do it for hello. I want to do it for register. Register and login APIs are the two APIs which normally we keep open so that everybody should come and register, right? So, but nobody should come and access my hello endpoint, because hello endpoint is my home page API. Hello API should not be accessible directly. It should be blocked always, 100% of the times. Okay, so that is what I'm doing over here in this code called as security filter check. Everybody clear? Any questions into this? All sorted? Any questions? Any doubts? Anything that you don't understand, please ask me. Everybody clear what we are doing over here? It's a simple, plain simple method which will get executed at the time of Spring Boot is executing the code. And I can see there is error. Why there is error? Saving the file? No, there is no error. Good. If you don't understand anything, please ask me. Get it clarified, get it covered. Okay. And I want you guys to take down this code and write it down in your this thing. Why enable web security annotation is required? We are going to enable security at API level. APIs are the web. This is the web application that we are implementing, right? We have implemented web MVC, that is for creating the REST APIs, right? So this REST API, I have to implement security at this particular API level. Currently, you might be right. Spring application class or here itself. I have been using it 100% of the times here only. I have never tried with Spring Boot application file. Mohammed. Coming back, one endpoint, it worked if we two endpoints. We have one endpoint, it worked. We have two endpoints. नहीं वैसे कुछ नहीं. Like please explain it in statement. Yes, I'm going to explain. Sahib, don't worry. So I normally do it 2 times every time. So don't worry, I'm going to do it. Even though nobody's asking, I'm going to do it second time as well. So because it is a very new concept, like a lot of people, you must have implemented a lot of things. Okay, so let me do it this way. Let me Control X. Let me do it this way. Simple. Now you'll get a better idea on it. Now this is HTTP object I'm receiving. To that object, I'm just doing the setup, do authorize the request. If any request matching this particular endpoint, permit. If any other request than this, block. Authenticated means check the security. Then security can be implemented. Now somebody was asking like authentication manager. So if I have multiple mechanisms, right? So I have this thing and I have dot OAuth2, right? OAuth 2 as well. So I could have two kind of security and hona chahiye yahan pe actually. I could have 2 mechanisms, right? So if I have 2 mechanisms, the manager will be required who is going to decide, are this is taking place or this is taking place. Getting the point? So in my security filter chain itself, I'll decide that I have 2. You can decide and go and choose anything of your choice. That's when I need what I need. I need security manager, right? Security manager. So this is where I'm just updating everything, the setup, the which mechanism to use from security. I want basic security, and this HTTP object, I'm just building it and I'm returning. Now it must be more clearer, right? Very real. HTTP basic is just going to implement basic security of user and password based authentication. With default, it is just telling me that whatever HTTP is providing as a default parameters you use, and do not go and implement anything extra. So that is what it is doing. Role वाला तो नहीं चाहिए मेरे को. This is HTTP default, that that's showing the context, the kind of syntax as well in the suggestion. It's like basic security. There is nothing that I can elaborate on that. Can you please show both password and single sign-on? Not in this session, Chandana. Not in this workshop. Chalo, I'm going back. Here is the code. I want all of you to type it there into the chat box. Use the code and add it to your security config. This is the first bin. Second bin I have to create in order to provide the password. Okay. So why we are using HTTP basic with default configuration, that the next bin I'll be creating, use the password from that bin is something I'm telling. That is when I'm using the default configuration. Everybody type in done once you're done with the code which I shared in the chat box, which I have already explained to you. Type in D. Yes, perfect. We have Ayo typing D. We have Nalina typing D. We have Piyush, Sai is there, Alok is there, Tirupati is there. Perfect. I'm really happy this time that the new people are really excited and they're coming in. Right? I'm really happy. We have Dhanusri, we have Pravinaya, Lakshmi is there. Perfect. Perfect. That is something called as interaction, guys. Okay. Let's begin to the next part of the security. Right now, my project is running in the background. Let it run. It's already up. So, I don't want it to stop and start every time. If you're using IntelliJ, you guys need to do it manually, start and stop. Okay. So you have to take care of that. Now I'm going to move forward. I'm going to create another bean for in-memory database. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do another bean for in-memory database. Here I go. Right. So this is going to be my another bean at the bean animation on top of it. And this is in-memory user details is going to come from user details service. Let me take you to the architecture one more time from where this user details service is coming. Let me take you to the architecture. So kidhar apna architecture? It is here. So I'm going back. Okay. Now suppose you are using username password based authentication, and you have to use your own details like your username password, whether it is from the database or it is from memory. Today we are going to use it from the memory. So I'll write it memory over here. Memory. So I'm going to use memory one, right? So authentication provider is going to go to by default. I use default one. Do you remember? HTTP basic default configuration. That default configuration is going to call automatically my user details service method, which I just wrote. Code likhna hai. I have to write a code within it. What should do after user detail service is executed. But this user detail service, sorry, cursor selected. User detail service is going to get called automatically when I'm going to use the default configuration provided by Spring Security authentication mechanism. Okay. And within this service, okay, this is a method. Within this service, I will decide whether to talk to the database or whether to fetch the data from memory. Is my call. I'll decide by writing my code. Everybody clear why the user detail service is important? Earlier, I have not explained you in detail because I wanted to do it this time. Clear? And that's when we are creating user detail service over here. This user detail service is this time. Okay. Not only it returns user detail service object, which if database is connected. Tomorrow I'm going to show you that. But today we will be using in-memory user detail service. Okay. With me? Type in yes if you're with me till now. Quick. If you're with me, type in yes. Now here in the user, I'm going to create the user object. Okay. User with user details. And then we will return that in-memory user details directly. So here, ये थोड़ा सा अलग किया है इन्होंने. So this sometimes we don't get correct output. Let me just bring it my way. Perfect. So here the user object is going to come from user.SpringSecurity or user details. So I need user details. Okay. Everybody understand here while importing I don't want you guys to make any mistake. While importing, I want you to look at user is from Catalina. I don't want it. User is from security properties. I don't want it. I want user from core Spring security core. Okay. Security core one I want. Security.core.user details. Import it from there. And then go here, user detail service, import it again from Spring Security core.user details. This is deprecated, hence it is showing the warning. I cannot use default password encoder. I could create my own custom password encoder, but right now I'm just proceeding with as it is, because we are not, nobody uses basic security like this. Actually, we always going to use JWT security in our code. Okay, once I have user details, so this is the username I'm passing. Let me use tech hyphen amplifiers as a username and password as password. And role is user. Role also I can pass it in the user object, and then at the end I'm just building. I'm using builder pattern over here of Java's basic stuff. So above one was also builder pattern, this is also builder pattern, and here at the end I'm going to return new in memory data details, right? So this is another bean I'm creating over here, which is going to return the username. Now henceforth, after this code is live, the default password generation is going to stop. Okay, the default जो भी बन रहा था इधर, ठीक है, फेल हो गया. Let me start the project again. Okay, so I'm saving this file. I'm going to start the project again. Right click, run as Java application, and my server is starting again. ये वाला नहीं, security config I'm showing. And because of this configuration, my output which was getting that user password is this, that will not come this time. Observe the change. Observe in my case, then I'm going to share the code, and then you observe in your case as well. Okay, so here we go. My application started on 8080, but I don't see the password is generated this time. Why? Because this time I'm using my own password. I have my own password now. I'm going to use. Tomorrow we will ship this password to the database. Okay, I'm going to copy this thing, control copy, saving the file and sharing with you into the chat. Okay, everybody, let me check if there are. We have not added H1DB. नहीं चाहिए मेरे को. Shiru, it won't be required. After creating first bin, login, logout not working. Please asking pass only if hello endpoint. Ayur, ruko, the first bin is not important. This password is not there. How you will use it? User from which package? I'll share the imports, Nalina. The code was not completed, guys. Ayur, if you're trying now, so it was not completed. So you use this particular second bean and then restart the application. Everybody, I request you to restart. Okay, I request you to restart. I'm sharing all the imports of this file, and this is the code that we need for today's stuff. Everybody, quick, make sure you are having these changes and restart your project, and let's test the application. I have two endpoints. नहीं, मेरे पास 2 endpoints है नहीं. Let me create one more endpoint, guys. I forgot to create endpoint. I have one register API available, right? Openly available. So let me create that register API. Get mapping register registration page. Nothing else I want. Okay. So go to the controller, add this register API as well. This is in controller. Add this API. So that I can show you the demo, right? You can also see it, and you can also observe that in some cases when I'm trying to access register, it is allowing me to access directly. But when I'm trying to access the hello page, it is blocking. Slash hello. Yeah, let me go to the Chrome. And now you see the different behavior is different. Now it's the backend behavior. Okay, the front end behavior is not coming. So if I type in hello, and see, it is asking me for username and password in a very different way this time, because we are not using the inbuilt mechanism now. But if I remove this and if I type hello register slash register, it is opening up. Registration page is opening up. Now this is like hello, right? Hello, I'm gonna put the credential like tech hyphen amplifiers, and password is p@SSW0RD. Sign in. अरे पासवर्ड गलत हो गया क्या? टेक एम्पलीफायर्स में टेक एम्पलीफायर्स नहीं है. Let me check what I made mistake. What is the password? Tech. Oh, amplifiers में I नहीं है. I forgot the I. ठीक है, I forgot the I amplifiers. ठीक है. So typo हुआ मेरे से. ठीक है. So I'm just copying from my code. I'm just copying it as it is. p@SSW0RD, and I can see hello world now. Okay, so this is the username and password based authentication, the basic authentication. Role should be admin, or for me I'm getting the same. नहीं, रोल का कोई है नहीं, like role based authentication we have not implemented today. For implementing role based authentication we need to use annotation called as has role, that we have not used today. Has role annotation has to be used, that we have not used today. Okay, so that I'll teach you tomorrow when JWT is there. Somehow this time not asking credential for me. It means you are not logged out, Tirupati. Can you click on log out and then try again? It should ask you for the credentials. Without credential, it should not allow. Log out, it will come. Okay, log out वाला handler नहीं लिखा है हमने, तो log out भी नहीं होगा. ठीक है, I have to explicitly mention the log out वाला handler. Register ये हो रहा है. Then I want hello. If it is not happening, I would recommend you, Tirupati, open the incognito mode, right? If it means session is already there, open it in incognito mode. How to open? Yeah, here it is option. Incognito window and try to access. See if it is blocking the request. See if it should not allow at anyhow. Able to access login and logout endpoints now. Perfect, Ayur, great. Dhanush, I'm getting the error. Given that there is no default password encoder, configure each must have password encoding prefix. Okay, so you are using a different password encoder, looks like. Are you using default one? Great, Tirupati, there you go. So what happens, Chrome keeps the cache. So the cache is there, that's when it is it was giving you. So for whom? Ruko, I was checking the Dhanushri issue. Dhanushri, check if your with default password encoder is imported properly. Check if it is imported. If you're not using the default password encoder, you need to use some other mechanism. I'll share the code for that. I'm not able to log in with credential that I have configured. Not possible, Sai. Check the spelling or copy it as it is, copy and paste it as it is. If it is not working, first I would kindly recommend all of you, since we have done a lot of changes in our configuration file, restart your server. Restart your server is something. Yeah, Kunal, no problem, Kunal. I am happy to see. I hope your screenshot is there. Share the code screen once. Yeah. Okay, I have shared the code screen. Perfect. Previously, people have implemented. Working after with default. Perfect, Dhanush. Great. Are you able to access /login or logout endpoints now? I'm not. Now you will not be able to access because I need to do the setup for login and logout. Okay. So here, since we have implemented basic security, logout has to be implemented separately. Okay. And then login has to be implemented as well. So if you want to implement logout and login, kindly add this code, then only it will work. अभी मैंने मेरे हिसाब से किया है ना. Who is this? Ayur. So it will not work until unless you explicitly mention everything. So if anybody wants to see that login and logout stuff, you have to explicitly mention it by yourself. Let me test it first and then give it to you. Logout चल नहीं रहा है क्या? नहीं, लॉगआउट लॉगिन का मैपिंग है ही नहीं, हुआ ही नहीं फिर भी. ठीक है. So we नहीं है, it is working. Don't use that code. It is working even though it is that. It should not work, but it is working. I guess you need to restart. So basically, when logout is clicked, it will go to the logout URL. But what will happen to the logout URL is not written. It is not decided. So it is not defined. So it will not happen actually. So if you want to try, you can try it out. In filter chain, we mentioned get authenticated, how filter chain knows the credentials. Now is authenticate. Now see, so this is a implementation. I'm getting pop-up for username and password. Yes, I have saying you're supposed to get the pop-up because we are using the if you want to use that login wala page now, you are seeing that login page. So if you want to use that login page, which we are getting earlier, so for that login page, you have to implement form login. So if you implement this form login now, you will get that login page. If you go with this approach, form login, you will get that login page. Customizer.default. The previous login page, do you remember? You are getting. So that is coming with this form login. Localhost 8080. Yep. So now I would like एक मिनट मुझे टेस्ट करने दो फिर so that I can share the code with you and let me take it fast. Actually मेरे से वो spelling गलत हो गया है. Let me test it and then I'll share the additional details with you as well. Hello is also working. Let me check if logout is working. Log out. Yeah, logout is also working. Perfect. Now see, only logout was not working singly. Okay, so when I use it with this, it is working. Okay, so everybody who wants the previous mechanism, you can add or remove these two lines. Okay, this form login with customizer, and along with this form login, logout is also working. Logout singly, it was not working earlier. Singly, logout was not working. So if you want, the UI based mechanism which we used 5 minutes back, for that you need to add these two lines. One is form login, another one is logout mechanism. Okay. So who was Bindu is asking filter chain we mentioned authenticate, how filter chain knows the credential. The filter chain we mentioned get authenticated, how filter chain knows the same question वापस है. ठीक है. So how filter chain knows the credential? Basically filter chain doesn't know the credentials. It just go and try to call this method and check if we have the credentials. Okay, in this mechanism all the requests, whichever request is coming, so it will try to check if the request is matching this path, it is allowing. If the path is not matching, in any other path is coming, okay, any other request with any other path, we're trying to authenticate. So there is a method called as authenticate for it, which is going to check the credentials. Now the credentials are stored in security context folder, correct? Security context folder contains the credential. It will check if security context folder is null or it has value. If it is null, it will block the request. If it is having the value, it will allow the request. That's what it is going to happen at this particular line. ठीक है बिंदु? Sir, register whole method. Register वाला whole method नहीं, उसमें कुछ है नहीं. Like it just a blank endpoint. Neeraj. It just like written the registration page, nothing else, nothing fancy. It just created just to give an idea, like credentials it will take from user details. Yes, credentials it will take from the user detail object. That user detail object which is set over here. User detail object has a credential, but objects the details are stored. The data is stored in memory user detail manager. So from here it will take the credentials. Any questions with the basic security? Let me take you to the Spring Boot architecture again. So this is Spring Boot architecture that we are going to build. If you're clear, working, perfect, Chiru, great. Everybody type in W into chat. Logout gives still white label error. Do we need to mention a new endpoint in controller for logout? No. Logout should not give you the error provided you have restarted your application. Ayur, restart your application. Can you show me demo again on localhost? What's coming? Yes, Niyati, I will do that. Yes, good. Good option. So I'm going to my incognito. Actually, in my local normal thing, it was not working properly. So I'm here in my incognito. Let me do logout here so that, or let me just show you what is coming with 8080. It is coming login page only. Okay. So now here I'm going to use the credentials. Itna nahi, ye shayad. Even after logout, it's not going to the login window. Lakshmi, two things, and for everybody, two things. Logout will not work only with HTTP basic. Try to understand. By default, it will not work. I have to explicitly handle it. If I use only logout like this, it doesn't work. Logout has to be binded with login form. Okay, form login, and then only to work. So make sure your security filter chain contains these two methods: form login and logout. If you have this thing, it will work guaranteed. If still it is not working, you have the code and it's not working, kindly stop your server and start it again. it should work. Even though it is not working, stay back. After 10, I will give you the permission to share the screen. We'll resolve the issue. Is that clear? For those who are facing issue, we'll get game login only by default. Okay. I couldn't understand Bindu. हाँ तो लॉगआउट इज गोइंग टू रजिस्ट्रेशन पेज, तो जाने दो ना रजिस्ट्रेशन पेज पे, लॉगिन पे जाना चाहिए क्या? लॉगिन पे जाने दो, किधर तो जाने दो. So you write it what wherever you want to, like after logout where it should go is something you can decide. Na, you have to decide where to go. I have not tried that stuff actually. Yeah, you have to write login over there. So I was wrong over there, I guess. Let me show you the demo first. मेरे को ही नहीं पता क्या चल रहा है मेरा कोड. I don't know. We'll get to know only login by default. We'll get only. No, there are multiple logins. Bindu, like we can use customized logged in with, we can use different mechanism. Register page is asking password. Wait, can you explain the Spring architecture? Yes, yes, we'll talk about it. I'm comparing login and logout, sir. Ruko. Let me show you the demo, and then if you are having any issues, we'll talk about questions. Keep that. So this is my, if I try to access slash register, it should open. It is opening. Okay. If I try to access slash hello, it should block. Blocked. Okay. I'm putting the credentials here. Let me put the credentials, guys, and let me finish the demo. And then for other people who are facing issues, I will give you the opportunity to share the screen. You guys can share the screen and we can discuss all that. So here I'm putting the username as take amplifiers, password as p@wsw0rd, and I'm clicking on sign in. Now after sign in, it is going to my hello page because this is what I was expecting. Now hello is coming only after signing. Now let me log out here. Log out. Enter. After you know the same behavior, log out, yes. So it is going to my login page, which is the expected behavior. In order to do this, earlier it was going to the registration page. Now why it is going to the login page? Because here in my code, I have written after logout is successful, where to go? It should go to the login page. Simple behavior is what I'm expecting. Okay. Now if you have this code and still it is not working, please let me know. Logout without form login will not work. Okay. Sure. Now if you have any questions, this is the demo. We have implemented basic security, username, password with my system. Everything is working fine. Now let's move forward. We have 15 minutes to go. If you have any queries, get it resolved. I'm going to finish this Spring Boot architecture PPT जो मेरे पास है उसके लिए कोड करेंगे, and then we'll add some dependencies as well. Bindu ka question, I hope I answered. Bindu, if you still have queries, please put it there again in the chat. Ram, I'm going to explain you the architecture, how after login, how it is working. Yes, I'm going to explain. By default. Going to my PPT. Or first, let me answer the Ram's question, guys. And that is a valid question again. So here I go. So what is happening after login and after successful register after this? Okay. So what is happening when request is coming, right? When request is coming, the security filter chain, this is security filter A, B, C, and security filter chain means this. Okay. This is chain of security filters. Okay. It is chain. This chain is checking whatever request is coming. Do we need to block it or not? Is the simple thing. Do we need to block? If it is permit already is written, then directly we are returning the response immediately. Code will not go over here. This block is protected. No request is going here if permit all is written. If permit all is not written for that particular API, then what is happening? If permit all is not written, then this security chain is passing that particular request to authentication manager. Okay. If permit all is not written for the other endpoint where there is this thing works even after logout. Should not work, Lakshmi. Let me check if it is working. Let me check. No, it is not working in my case. I just checked, Lakshmi. When do we? Bindu, आपका क्वेश्चन मैं आपको अनम्यूट करने का ऑप्शन दूंगा आफ्टर 15 minutes, and you ask your question because I am not able to understand it bits and pieces because somebody was there in the middle. Fine, I'm going back again to my explanation of ये क्या भेजा है किसने? लक्ष्मी. ठीक है, restart the project Lakshmi, it should work mostly, if not after 10. Listen to me carefully guys, this is very important, I'm explaining. Clear the cache. हाँ, correct. So this could be like try with incognito. Second option, if you restart it already, it should work. Going back again, there are two things, right? So one is with permit all, one is with see, there are two consideration we are doing here. I'm doing permit method, and second method is authenticated method, right? Authenticated method. These are two methods we are discussing, and I'm telling you how security filter chain treats it with the architecture. So when request come, it says permit all, it says okay, go and get the response. Perfect, work done. No checks in authentication manager, no authentication provider, nothing. No data update to security context holder, no need. But when we are doing authenticated, it goes and check first, are we authenticated? Means security context holder contains the data. If it is not, then it is going to go and check back, the password, credentials, everything. It will verify if credentials are added, then it will come back here, and then security context holder will get updated, and then it will send the updated value over here, and then we will send the response. This whole set of things will happen only if the authenticated method is get called. If this is not called, then there is no use of user detail service is useless. It will not go and connect to the today we don't have database, tomorrow we'll have it. The whole set of like authentication manager itself will not trigger. So like it will not check for basic authentication, not at all. No, nothing, like no auth, no security, JWT, nothing will be checked if it is permit all. Understood? Somebody is asking to explain. I guess it's IOR. I guess it was IOR. Yes, IOR it was. I hope you understood. It doesn't do anything, it just enable the REST API security, nothing else. Works in Tornado. Thanks. Perfect. Great. Perfect. I hope everything is clear by now. For only Sindhu or Bindu, we have some questions left. I guess other questions I have already explained. Ram ka question tha, sorry, not Ayur. Ram was asking the architecture, the register, permit all, and then other method. I have explained Ram. I hope Ram you understood. Perfect. Great. Going back to my slides. Let me finish it up, guys, quickly. This is the architecture of Spring Boot which we are going to build, implement tomorrow. Okay. The security layers come over here in the middle. This is my security layer. From Postman, today we have not used Postman for any use, but tomorrow we are going to use. Request will come, it will go to security filter chain. This whole is security block. If it is passes the security block, then controller will get the data. Like request API will be here in the controller. Controller will get the request, then controller will pass to the service layer, then database DAO layer, and then actual database value aega. It will come here again back, and then security context holder will get updated, and then request data will be sent to the requester who is sending the request. This is what is going to happen tomorrow. But here there will be JWT based security, not basic security what we have implemented. Same code I'm going to use, same config, everything will be same. Only JWT based security will be that. Clear everybody what is going to happen tomorrow? And for that, I'm just doing the setup quickly, okay? So that we can start with JWT tomorrow with a very fresh mind, okay? Monica is saying clear. I guess everybody is clear with the architecture. Now let me go and create the 4 layers, right? 4 layers that I need. I'm just creating today. Tomorrow we'll go and implement it over that. So right now I have controller, I have config. I will be creating service layer, okay? Right click, new package dot service. Okay? Then I'm going to create another package. Right click, new package dot service. हो गया. Then I want repository. ठीक है? Next package, new package. Make sure while you are creating the package, make sure you're creating correct path. So I just created at a wrong path. Actually, the repository is at wrong path. Repository dot NTD. ये वाला path wrong हो गया. This is wrong path. Let me rename. Refactor, rename. I don't want it at inside control. I want it just at the same level of security. Perfect. Now I have 4 packages: controller layer, service layer, repository layer, entity layer, right? This is the layered architecture of Spring Boot, which I'm gonna use tomorrow. I think you're correct. Thank you so much, Tirupati, for helping me out. I mistakenly created that. I just observed and I fixed it. Okay, perfect. Everybody, I want to create these 3 new packages: entity, repository, service. What we are doing right now is to get started for with tomorrow with Spring Security, JWT base. I don't want to spend time on this activity of manually creating files, creating packages. I'm just gonna create the files and we are gonna end the session. Okay, and then tomorrow we'll write the code from scratch, beginning 1 2 3 steps, step by step. Hmm? And then this controller and config I'm going to use as it is, no changes at all. Done. Perfect. Now go and create some layers. I'm going to start with entity. Okay, I'm going to click new class, and it's going to be users. Okay, do not create a class with username. User is a reserved keyword by Spring Boot or Spring Security. I have to use users. S is required. User.java. Service, सर्विस नहीं, कंट्रोलर होगा पहले. कंट्रोलर न्यू interface. Control is interface. Okay, sorry, repository is interface. User repository. User repository. And then last file of the day, new class user service. Perfect. That's it. This is what I need before we start the session tomorrow. We'll be adding a JPA dependency and then database dependency. I hope all of you have Postgres installed. If not, get it installed man today itself. And then we are going to write the code in every file that we have created. We have created a structure only, nothing else. Okay. Everybody type in 3 into the chat box if you have created 3 packages and 3 files inside it. Type in 3, everybody, quick. We have Rajat, Maunika is there, Ayush is there, Piyush is there, Tirupati is there, Prasad, Chiru, Pravinaya. Perfect, perfect. And let me tell you guys, tomorrow, if you join, right, I hope everybody, those who are experienced candidates, oh yeah, my SQL will suffice, no worries, Lakshmi. I'll just give you a different configuration. You have to use it for that. Database doesn't matter which one you are using. S2, I don't recommend Ashish. I'd recommend to use a real database. It's my personal recommendation. Rest your choice. You can use H2. Anyways, on day 3, I'm going to show you with H2 only. But जब आप ठीक से कर रहे हो तो बहुत अच्छे से करो is what I recommend. You can use H2 if you want. I'll give you the configuration on H2, no problem. If you don't have the database, fine. So tomorrow, after 10, right? After 10 tomorrow, I'm going to share some important interview questions with you. Throughout the journey, we're going to finish JWT authentication, important. We're going to finish. And for the people who are looking for the job change, like let me know into the chat box. How many of you are looking to switch your jobs? Type in me into chat. The new people, okay? Type in me into chat, Ayur. Me. We will be getting recording of this session. Yes. We have not written anything, Suraj. Okay, control. Config वाला दिखा देता हमें. बाकी other files are empty. I guess Suraj had just joined. Or you were there earlier. This is my पूरा तो नहीं दिखा पाएंगे यार. I would recommend you to watch the recording. Okay, we are almost towards the end of the session. Last 7 minutes left. All right, so watch the recording. You will get it. Me, but still some preparation from my side, sir, in the preparation phase at present. No worries. So you don't need to prepare anything. Normally, once you're in, I take care of everything. Okay, all right. So thank you so much for letting me know. So for the people, yeah. So once you're in, like I take care of everything, like people knows. So if you're planning to switch your jobs, like if you're planning to, get that thing done. So we are going to give an opportunity by which you can be the part of my upcoming training programs, wherein I can help you end to end till you get your next offer letter. I have helped so many people. So like just to showcase you tomorrow, we'll talk more and discuss more on it. Just before we close the session, I want to show you one of the chat which I got yesterday. Yesterday evening, I was, I sleep around 12 o'clock normally every day. And then 8 o'clock I wake up for my session. Of course, we have morning sessions. So where are you, Gayatri? Here it is. Okay. So she dropped me a message. I guess those who are having Tech Amplify's number saved, my team, I shared the screenshot to my team. They have already put in that time itself. So she's Gayatri. She was part of my somewhere the way you are attending the workshop right now. She has attended in the month of November. In the December, she joined my training program. February and she completed the training. Whatever I teach, all the advanced stuff. She was working with some old technology stack, not even Spring Boot, never microservices, because that is what she is mentioning. That thank you so much for guiding me, boosting the confidence, as it was very low at the starting phase when she started uh, applying for it, right? So yesterday, right, this is today's message. It's 12 o'clock. I was talking to her, congratulations and everything. Yesterday around 11:50, she told me like she came to village. That's when she couldn't. Yesterday I was having mock interview session. She got a call from IBM. They're fine with 90 days notice period, and then she got 15 LPA, and with bonuses and everything, it will be 16 LPA. 4 years of experience. First offer letter she got. First offer letter with 16 LPA. Now we have different target actually, right? If I go and quickly show you, we have normally once you're in, I will have one call with you, and then I'll decide what exactly you're gonna work on. So this is her target, right? Currently she is having 15 10 LPA CTC. This is today's wherever she's working. 15 LPA is what I told her to talk to the HR and tell 15 LPA is something HR will give you easily. I know, but our goal is 20 LPA. Now, when our goal, like I'm gonna work with you, right? And then this first offer letter she got 16. Now see, with that 16 LPA, I'm going to easily help her to get that 20 easily. This is very much possible. 4 years of experience. So if you're having 4 years of experience, if you're not getting around 20 LPA, it's high time, guys. You have to get into the mentorship program, whatever I'm offering. Tomorrow you'll get an opportunity, be part of it. Okay. So with this, I'm closing the session today. If you have any doubts, if you have any questions, you can put it there. I already explained the experience. I have already helped you out. Let me just, since people are asking experience, let me show you her LinkedIn profile. Like you will get everything crystal clear out there. And we are planning for this. Like this is what I have been telling everybody, right? You should get whatever your years of experience. You should get at least 5 times of it. 5 times. If you're not getting 5 times of it, you're not doing justice with your profile, right? 4 years of experience working with I don't know the name of the company. कौन से कंपनी में है यार? Amdocs, right? So she is working with Amdocs. 4 years of experience, right? अरे क्लिक कर दिया मैंने गलती से शायद. Amdocs नहीं चाहिए मेरे को. I'm not interested in Amdocs. Yeah, so here's Gayatri's profile. I clicked on Amdocs. Yeah, 4 years with Amdocs working as joined as a fresher. She was working with कुछ तो बहुत old technology पे काम कर रहे थे. And she was like, I never worked on Spring Boot. In interviews, everybody is asking microservices. I never worked in last 4 years. And if I want to switch, I want to learn. So she joined with a very clear intention that she want to learn and implement. She did it. She implemented everything. There are a lot of discussion I'll show you tomorrow that we had in the past. This resume that she's uploaded, this is my template. I'll share once you're in. And then there are the LinkedIn profile that you see today is something which I optimized, right? And she is having LinkedIn Premium as well. I paid for this, and she's having Naukri Premium as well. I paid for this, and I do a lot of things basically, right? So and the people who are in my community, they know it, right? That's what I do basically. Like your goal, my mission, right? So formula is years of experience to 5. Yes, because after we cross 6 years, not sure. No, it will go. Yes, Dhanushri. When I was having 6 years of experience, I cracked 32 LPA. 6 into 5 is 30. I got 32. Okay. It is not that something you're thinking. If you're thinking it's not, right? If it is not possible, you have to think something which is very powerful, right? There are people with 10 years of experience earning 50 lakhs per annum, right? 50 LPA is possible. After 10 years, formula changes. Okay. After 10 years, this doesn't work. Okay. Because there is limited, like this formula of experience into 5 works till 10 years. I have tested it. I have tried it personally on me in 2024, personally with a lot of people in my community. People have got it. Okay. There are multiple stories. You go and check my LinkedIn. We have Divya, we have Ishwar, Imtiaz, we have do we have Rushali over here? So she has also cracked interview with Synchron. We have Rushali. Yesterday we discussed, and we are working on it, right? And then that's when all the people who are part of my training program also, they come and attend this workshop because it is really powerful. It's not something I'm hosting. Like, you might have paid some few hundred rupees for this, but this is really powerful. Do join tomorrow. Implement everything with me, and you will observe that your confidence will boost, and you will be able to face interview next week immediately with very confidence, right? Whether you join my program or not, that is something, it's secondary part. I don't even we are looking for only 5-6 people mostly. Contact, get one-on-one mentorship for job change to get connected. You'll get an opportunity tomorrow after 9:30 ayur. You'll get a short window of 15 minutes. And if you grab it, it's in. If you don't, you may need to wait again. For 10 years now, my company is not providing me even 30 LP. They are telling it's already reached. No, yeah, then you need to change the company, Tirupati. Like, we will discuss in one-on-one call, right? If they're not even giving you 32, I'm working as a full stack developer, React on the front end, Spring Boot on the back end, 32 LPA, around 9 years of experience, 9, right? When I cracked, it was 30. Now 2 years back, it is increased by a few lakhs. And we have people in the community. Let me show you. Let me show you guys. I don't know years of experience. We'll check. We'll verify with 10. Yeah, we'll do it later, guys. Once we have Salim over here. Yesterday itself, he has messaged me, and this is live, guys. I'm not telling you something very old or something which is very past. So Salim, now this is what I do every week. How many interviews you attended? How many calls you're doing? This is all people are in my favorites. He said 5 attended, clear TCS, going to join on May 11. 36 LPA. If Salim is going to get 36 LPA, and if you're saying you're not getting, I guess 8 years somewhere. If you're not getting it, man, you're doing something wrong. So his first round was back end only. He cracked the back end, but then company was offering front end. And I told him, because he was laid off for XYZ reason, he has joined, immediately accepted, immediately joined as a front end developer, because he needed that financial support for his family. So he immediately said, yes, I'm going to join. So we have not able to get the cross offer. Otherwise, 8, 4, 5, 40 lakhs plus I was planning for him. But unfortunately, because of financial struggles at his background, he immediately accepted whatever he is getting, and he's going to join. Okay, so this is like yesterday stuff. Like, I'm not showing you very old. This is today message. Today morning he messaged me, and let's discuss the interview journey in the next session, is what I told him, right, around 12:30. Right, so this is live result. Like, this month we helped 3 people. Gayatri is there, Rushali is there. Rushali is part of the workshop today. We are working with the next offer letter. Salim is there. There are so many people I can show you. Not today, tomorrow. All right, so yes, you may get a chance to talk to me one-on-one after we are done the workshop. Okay, any other questions you have into chat? Really, let's talk about Spring Security. Let me get back you at 10:03. It is. I'll be here for next 15 minutes. If you have any questions, if you have any queries, if you have anything, please ask. Yes, Bindu, there you go. Yes. How can I get the today's recording? Yes, guys. So coming to this, and then Bindu, I'll unlock you. You're not locked actually. I'll give you the permission to speak. Everybody, all of you must have got the link into the WhatsApp group. Okay. So this is our portal, learn.techamplifiers. You need to go to this particular section .courses. Okay. Here you'll get the courses that you have enrolled for. As soon as you make any payment at Tech Amplifiers, you automatically get the access of the courses. Whichever course you have enrolled, you must get. Like today, you will see only Spring Security. Here, if you click on this, you'll get the session recording. Yesterday's session recording, day 0. Today's recording will be uploaded after 1 hour. Okay, our system is automated, but uploading takes time. So after 1 hour, normally recording get uploaded. Today you will find it over here. May 26 is the workshop name, and you will get it over here. Okay, Pawan, got it? Perfect. I'm stopping my screen share, and I'm going to Bindu. And Bindu is also part of my training program already. Yes, Bindu, please unmute yourself. And since you're here, can you please be on the camera? Can you please be on the camera? I would like to see you, if possible.
Yes.
Since you are here, you have the question.
That is the reason I'm unable to.
No problem. That's fine. Before you ask your question, I would like to ask you first 2 questions. How many days you have been into my training programs? It's been how long?
I'm starting. You can't start your video because the host has disabled it.
Host has disabled. Okay, okay, just a moment. Sorry, I disabled the settings. People get disturbed, and I don't want
Yeah, yeah.
disturbance. कैसे करना है setting? Participants
Still,
activity.
maybe.
Yes. Can you try now?
Yeah. Can you
Yeah.
see
There
my
you go.
cam, sir?
There you go. So,
Yeah.
Bindu, can you please let me know how long you have been in my community?
Yeah. Actually, I have been I have joined to tech amplifier and I got trainer from I got training from Akshay
Hmm.
from last 2 weeks.
2 weeks,
Actually,
right? So
I
you are
got
part
to
of
know
6 or 7?
after sir
Six, batch 6 or batch
17
7?
17
7.
SBST 7.
7 batch, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
morning every day morning we
Morning,
are
huh?
having,
Morning wala.
right?
So I'm not sure about, there are a lot of people, right?
SBS
Somebody who joins.
17 actually my batch.
Okay, great, great. So how is your
Mm.
experience of learning with me from last 2 weeks?
Yeah, it is good, and I'm getting confident and everything. I'm trying to implement practically
Mm-hmm.
everything, and I can start programming parallelly with you. Whatever the topics we covered still now,
Mm-hmm.
uh, like still I need to go through whatever one-to-one call and everything. It is pending from my end. I need to go through that.
Okay, go
Whenever
on.
we are getting doubts, actually, when I have attended previously, there is no chance to get screen sharing if you have any issues. But
Right.
if you are try, whenever we are try to do parallelly, you are helping. You are spending time with us after completing the session. Whenever we
Yes.
faced issues, that is the advantage I got, and where I am confident there is one person who can help me when I face issue at least.
Correct.
There
Correct.
I was fully confident.
Mm-hmm.
Coming to today's Spring Boot one, I have one doubt.
Yes,
Uh,
please.
can I here we have
No,
added
no.
Spring Boot dependency?
So I'm just sharing the screen, or you can share the screen if you have, right?
No, sir,
Yeah.
I don't have
Okay,
anything.
no problem. Ask the question
Mm.
then.
Yeah, here today you have added Spring Boot dependencies, right? At that time when you try to run by default, user is the username and the default is password is coming in console. When you try to run application default, there is one UI page username and password, right?
Hmm.
Similarly, we are get is do we get like logout also, like how we got login? Do we get logout also default?
With default, you will also get logout with if you are not using the any configuration in this thing. Let me show you the code so that you will understand.
Yeah, yeah, sir.
So I'm
Basic
here
one.
into my Eclipse. There are two scenarios you asked, and both the scenarios are very valid. And let's begin with this form.xml security config. Where are you? Here it is.
Hmm.
Going here. So see, if you're using this particular combination HTTP basic, it may see what we are doing
I
is
don't add nothing, sir. Here configuration I don't have. Just basic one you heard it, right?
okay,
If
basic
I
one only.
need that,
Okay, so with basic one, everything will be coming like login page will be also there, logout page will be also there by default, and Spring Boot handles it internally.
how we can call like logout? If you start application, login page will come automatically, right? User
Correct.
and the password. How we need to access logout functionality?
Okay,
Logout.
so logout functionality first, it is already built with that particular package that you have added, which is Spring security dependency. If you want to call that logout, you just need to go to the URL and you just need to type it over here as logout, log out.
No
That's
need
it.
to no need to define in REST controller like logout,
No, no,
nothing.
no, no. For default configuration, we don't need to. If you don't want any of the what do you say?
Logout, are you
Yeah.
sure logit everything
So
will
I
come
just want to,
defaulty
yeah.
with this
So
Spring
this page is
Security?
coming by default, and then if you click on logout, it is going by default there. So this
And
feature,
again, if you want to come to login, sir, again I need to reload or
you can type login over here, or you
oh
try to
login.
access
Okay,
access a
okay.
protected endpoint. Okay, protected endpoint like hello is
No
a
need to
protected
mention
endpoint.
explicitly
So
login and logout.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
hello, how we are doing.
So if hello is the protected endpoint, it will by default take you to the login page only. It will not allow you to access.
If it is like permit any all users, it will not display.
Now you are coming to the second part, which is very different. Okay, so earlier you are mentioning you are not having anything over here which is mentioned, like HTTP basic is also not there. If you are using the configuration, now see, I'm telling Spring Security, go and use the configuration which is written over here in this file. In this case, Spring Security code, which is in the dependency file, will not take place. everything whatever I am returning over here will take place. Now here two things we are doing. So permit all, which you are asking, is basically a method which is going to skip the authentication part. Means the endpoint having registered API will be accessible directly without any security checks. It's like the door is open for this particular endpoint to go and access the data. No security thing will happen if I'm having permit all method. So other than this endpoint, anything comes in, everything will get blocked. Everything will get through basic security sanitization, like it will check the basic security, and when basic security will get called, it will call the user detail service. Everything from this will be verified if your username is matching XYZ, and then if your user details, this user details are matched, then Spring Security will allow you to access the next API. Clear? Clear? Perfect. After login, may I know which page are we are redirecting? After login, by default, we have not written anything. See, so by default, we have not written anything where you should go, right? So like login, logout success, we have written go to login, but for login, we have not written anything by default. So from login, if I try to go, it should normally go to the default whatever setting that may have done. It may be home page mostly, that is /home, but I'm not sure right now. In our case, what will happen? Let's just try and test. I guess my application is running. I believe so. Let me check if my application is running. How do I check? Here we go. Yeah, server is running. Going to my incognito, refreshing this. Yeah, so this is my login page directly. I'm trying to log in with Trick Amplifiers, log in with password. And here I go. So it is going to my hello controller, which is protected. Or I guess I have accessed this hello controller. Let me go and do logout first. Logout. I'm logged out. Let me just do Control Shift R. So login should take me to the protected endpoint. It's what I think. Password. And here I go. Yeah, login will take me to the home page only. It will not take me to any of the page, which is the home page right now. It's the default page. Okay. Yeah. Same here from yes, it is going to the same page, because for login we have not written what should we act. I have not customized it, right? So if you want to, you can also do it for login dot login. If login नहीं वैसा कुछ मेथड है नहीं इनके पास, लॉगआउट वाला मेथड था, लॉगआउट मेथड इज देयर, सी लॉगआउट मेथड इज अवेलेबल, but login what to do, it is not there. After login where to go, that is not written. Now this whole thing has to be handled from front end, the UI part. Normally these things are done from the React when I do the front end, but from the back end we don't have that sort of mechanism available. So by the default behavior, if you're trying to log in, it will go to the / the basic homepage. Perfect. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? Quick into the chat. Thank you so much. All right, if you don't have questions, we're done for the day. All notes, all the PPTs, everything we discussed, all the code, zip file of this will be uploaded, will be shared with you every day after 10. All right, configuration annotation, please explain once. Yes, going back again. Sharing the screen. Yes. So all the doubts and queries, guys, if you have, you can ask it on the spot when I create. If you don't, you can ask it later, but after 10. Okay. Every day, after every 1 hour, you will get an opportunity to share the screen. Tomorrow's session will start at 7. 8 o'clock, you can share the screen. 9 o'clock, you can share the screen. And 10 o'clock, you can share the screen. Okay. In the middle, only I will be sharing the screen. I will be covering the next topic. Is it for creating beans in the configuration class? No. Okay. Bean is basically, you can have, component, and in the component also you can create a bean component. That is also fine. You can do it, no problem. Okay. So bean and uska kuch lena hai nahi, right? So configuration is basically, so Spring Boot is going, so we are telling Spring Boot, right? So whatever written inside this particular file, go and make the configuration first, implement it, go and execute. Bean is something which is going to force this particular method to execute. The configuration is going to do the configuration into the Spring Boot project. So it is like binding the code, whatever written over here, executing and connecting it to the Spring Boot application as soon as it starts. Okay, so this enable web security is only for the API, enabling the security at all the endpoints level which we are having. So these are the two things that it is doing. So basically, we are going to have JWT config as well tomorrow. Okay, so we are going to have JWT config where JWT related configuration I'm going to write. It's kind of, you can consider settings, right? The default properties that I need to take care, it will be done from here. Spring Boot will load all the configuration at the time of beginning, and when output, like when controller will start executing its code, it will first check the configuration what we have set up here, like which API we are calling, then what to do. This will be preloaded, like this configuration will be preloaded to my Spring Boot application, and when we are trying to access the API, the Spring Boot will come and check, do we need to go and do this, do we need to go and do this. So this will be checked, like because they have the configuration data loaded already. That's what we are doing with the configuration. Same thing we're going to do with JWT. We'll load some configuration, we'll load some settings, like when request will execute, it will take care and it will execute the code from the JWT one. That is what configuration does. It just sets the background or settings for your application. Okay. All right, perfect. Any other questions, guys? Can you explain the code where security context holder plays its role? It is not there. Security context holder doesn't play any role. As soon as security filter chain updates the value, right? So when the basic is successful, security context holder normally gets updated. So tomorrow we are going to fetch the data from security context holder. We normally don't go and set it up over here. Spring Security does it, Chandana. Will play role in filter chain में नहीं करते इसको. So Spring Security itself, when user login is successful, password is matched, then Spring Security itself will go and update it. We don't do it manually. Context holder, we don't redo it. But tomorrow we're going to check the context holder. Okay, like what is the value of context holder? Is it null or is it not? If it is null, then throw through the login page. If it is having the value, then allow to access the API. That is what we are going to build tomorrow. Like security context holder dot get context is the method that will help me to take the data from the security context holder. Yes, any other questions, guys? As I said, I'll be here for some time. If you have anything, please let me know. Get it clarified. I need 2 minutes of your time one-on-one after everyone is done. If possible. Yes, definitely, Nalina, you'll get it at all if everybody left early. So I'll be closing the session at 30. If you have any questions, guys, yeah. So I'll be closing the session sharp at 10:30. If you have any questions, you can ask. If you don't have any questions, we're done for the day. Thank you so much for joining in. Let's catch up tomorrow. Take a reminder, 7 o'clock is the session. Set an alarm if in case you miss it. And as I said, this will be the best weekend that you'll spend. Okay, and it has been proved in the past. All the workshop I hosted, the people who have been there, they just clear the next interview by attending the 3 days workshop. That's it, right? But of course, that is going to give you some X number of CTC increase. What I can help you if you join my program is like double, like not below that. Minimum double is something I promise. Then people got 120% hike, people got 150% hike. And more than that as well. But that's up to you. Like again, I'm taking 10 people every month, so I'll be picking few more people from here tomorrow, and that's how we are gonna finish the workshop. All right. If you don't have any questions, guys, you can drop off. If you have any questions, the forum is open. You can ask the questions and get it clarified. So Nalina, what will happen that this session is recorded? Even if you ask, the recordings will be available to everybody. So I would highly recommend you to drop me a message. If you can drop the message to my team will get in touch with you. 8483839854. Save this number as TechMLF support. 8483839854. Yeah, you can talk over there if you don't want to share. Like if you're okay to share your queries, questions, and concerns, right now the forum is open. You can unmute yourself and you can ask your queries. If you want one-on-one, which is very rarely possible that you will get it by any chance, but you can talk to the team and arrange a call. If at all, there are only 2 slots I'm available. and most of the times they're booked. They're booked for the people whom I'm working, right? They have already booked the slot. They want my time more. So I guess this calendar has just started May wala. So I hope मुझे ही नहीं पता है कि कौन कौन सा call book है. My team tells me like this is where we are occupied. All right. If you don't have any questions, guys, I hope you must have enjoyed the session. Let me know into the WhatsApp group. How was your day one? Take a 2 minutes while you are here on the session. I'm gonna ask into the chat. Where are you? The chat favorites make you home. I'm gonna go to the normal chat and Spring City workshop. Okay, I want you guys to take 2 minutes since you're here. How was your day one? That's it. That's it. I want you guys to take 2 minutes, go to the WhatsApp group, share your experience. Go to the WhatsApp group, share your experience. That's it. Whatever you learned, whatever you felt, whatever you enjoyed, right? You will, like today we just started. Tomorrow you will feel like, this was very crazy. This was very easy. Unnecessary. I was, fearful. Unnecessary. I was not. Yeah, I was not able to prepare that things. Okay. Take 2 minutes, guys, and put it there into the WhatsApp group. Sure, perfect. I guess everybody's out. We have Ashish left. Raj, if you're listening, let me know if you have any questions. Piyush, we're done. Piyush, let's catch up tomorrow. Bindu, let's catch up tomorrow. And like मैं आपको निकाल नहीं रहा हूँ. ठीक है, if you have any questions you can ask, of course. ठीक है, you can ask if you have any. All right, anyways, this thing we are going to move forward in detail. Bindu and Piyush, actually we will go ahead, we'll implement OAuth in your sessions, regular sessions, and it will be more powerful. Chalo. ठीक है. All right. So Nalina, if you have anything you get it clarified is what I'd recommend. I'll stop the recording. Just a moment. The recording is stopped. Are you sure you want to stop the recording in the cloud? If yes, you will receive the email notification. Cloud recording is